Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams. And welcome to your reading. I'm so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. The ones who truly know you respect you. If they don't respect you, they don't know you. And they don't know themselves. Okay. Sounds a little like a message I just channeled for the collective, for the divine collective. I might link it. Yeah. You're worthy of respect. 1, 2, 3 on the timer. And I'm hearing there's evidence of this. Like, it's undeniable. Because you're a respectable, beautiful being. So, okay, they had told me to start with the dragons. The Dragon Tarot, Tarot of the Dragons. I'm loving this deck more and more. Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for this beautiful being? What is coming through for this reading, for this beautiful being? The High Priestess. You know. You know things. You see through the realms, through to other realms. You see things that people didn't mean for you to see. And you know things that people didn't mean for you to know. Something about Kung Fu Panda. The scroll. That was really important, really significant in that movie. Kung Fu Panda, was that his name? I think it was Kung Fu Panda. I'm not sure. But anyway, the main character, the panda, he thought that there was something so significant about this scroll. But I believe when he opened it, or when he got access to it, he saw himself in it like it was a mirror. I hope I'm recalling it correctly. But in the end, he realized that this journey that he had gone on, thinking that he had to become something other than himself, it was really about finding himself and knowing himself. And so 333 on the timer, there's something about that where you may have gone on a journey involving other people. I'm getting like there could have been people that you've collaborated with, but there have also been people who have attacked you. All right, but you've learned from it all. And in the end, that's significant. So a cycle might be closing, but in the end, you now know who you are. And you know everything that you need to know. It's like I'm seeing you with this scroll here, and like, you're the key. You were always the key. So there's something about an ability that you have within you that maybe you didn't realize, but now you know. Could be your deep sense of knowing. Your ability to tune in and know things that people don't want you to know. You've got the secrets. You know the secrets. Also, on your journey, you've peeled back layers. This dragon has their claws or it looks like they're peeling something back right there. So you've been able to look beyond where you thought you couldn't see, but you can see. This really feels like your own abilities that you've come to know. Also, it was coming through before that there's evidence that demonstrates that you deserve respect. So other beings have witnessed your gifts. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. What else is coming through for this beautiful being? What do they need to know in this reading? Ah, and there we are with the Seven of Swords. I knew it, because when that 333 came out, I was like, I definitely saw you collaborating, but I saw people like working against you. There's somebody who was like lying, waiting for you. They were like waiting for you to get trapped. They wanted to trap you. This was something that was planned in advance, and they were just waiting to watch you get caught up in something that they had planned with another person. At least one other person. This person knows that you're fruitful. They know that you're abundant. And they always had their eyes on your prosperous life. They were hoping that this trickery would take them to a place of victory. They hoped to win because of what they were doing. Also, they did this out of ego. They did this in order to like themselves just a little bit. See, this could be a person who presents themselves as someone who's very victorious in every way. But this is false confidence. It's not true confidence. It's arrogance. And so, let's say if this persona of being victorious and being confident, I'm hearing cocky. Like this is they come across arrogant to you. Other people might think that this is a person who's humble. But you've always sensed this false confidence in this person. Let's say if this false confidence were a shell. If you were to crack that shell and look underneath it, you would realize that there's nothing. This person is hollow. They're empty inside. And so they wanted to take on your life just to be able to like themselves a little bit. Solo un poquito, just a little bit. Somebody could speak Spanish, maybe, maybe not. They might speak another language. You might speak another language, okay? You and this person or these people could be of different cultures, okay? Have different cultural backgrounds or speak different languages. You might not, okay? Take what resonates. But one thing you've realized about this person, or it could be a group of people, because 333 showed up. Okay, I saw that on the timer. And there's at least 2 people here in the Seven of Swords. But they're hollow on the inside. But they come across as being very confident. But you always knew that they were cocky, just arrogant. Even though they might play the role of being humble. This could be a covert narcissist because they love to pretend to think that they're no one. And really, Covert versus grandiose narcissists. Covert narcissists are the ones who have to trick and plot and plan to get attention because they feel like failures. Whatever it is that this person has tried to do to succeed in life, they know that they failed. So that's why they're covert with their narcissism. They have to plot and plan to get attention, to try to dominate other people. So they pretend to be humble, but they're not. And their confidence is actually arrogance. They don't truly like themselves. So they have to lie to themselves and say, I'm the best. I'm the best. That's why they love bomb others, because they want to be love bombed in return. That's one reason why they love bomb. The other reason is to try to appear likable. This person knows that there's nothing that anyone would like about themselves. See, it's so sad. Because they've lost touch with any sense of realness, any sense of soul, of the divine. They know that they're hollow inside. And so that's why they were betting so much on tricking you. Because they felt like if they could deceive you and trick you, that would be a win. They truly thought that they would get their win in coming up against you. What else, Spirit? Eight of Swords on the fence, right over the Six of Wands. So you know what I'm getting is that this person, the Six of Wands, is coming through that's what this person wanted to appear as. They wanted to appear as victorious and wonderful and the winner, but they're worried. They're in the Eight of Swords because they see you already in the Six of Wands. This person sees you doing what they wish they had the courage to do. They wish they had the strength to do, the patience to do. This could be a very impulsive person. I'm seeing all this fire here. And so they're worried. They're in the Eight of Swords. They're worried about your shine, about your victory, about your come up, your glow up, your level up. There's a time where this person remembers when they had wings, but they feel like the world has clipped their wings. They feel like they can't do what you do because they've been trampled on. And I'm seeing someone go, oh, like thinking about that, you know, but this is like avoidance of their own responsibility in where they are now in life. This person is not willing to take accountability for why they are who they are and why they are where they are. It's like, I can't do anything because this person has hurt me and that person has hurt me and that person has hurt me. And so that's not you, beautiful being. You don't remain stuck. Like if you ever feel stuck, you don't remain stuck. You move forward. And so that makes this person feel even worse about themselves, because every time they see you get out of a jam or move forward, some of these jams that they've been in or that you've been in, 1444 on the timer, it's like this person keeps seeing you going through a lot of the things that either they inflicted on you or that they have been in themselves. But they see you moving forward. They don't see you being a victim. Even if you ever truly were a victim, they don't see you taking on that role as, I am a victim and I'm just going to remain here stuck. No. And so that makes them feel even worse, because they feel like your movement forward is some sort of competition with them. But your movement forward is your movement forward. It's your path. What else, Spirit? They said that's it for that. They said go to the Kemetic. Okay, Divine. What's coming through here, Spirit? What needs to be known? Oh, you're the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Scarabs. You're stable. I'm hearing you hold your own. Like, I'm getting a strong sense of independence here. You're very balanced. And there's something about you that's very solid. Like, it's solid. You're trustworthy. Beings know that they can trust you. Because of the choices that you make. And it's also just your vibe. I'm hearing there's nothing funny about your money. There's nothing unsure about your stability. There's nothing in question about how you do things. You do things in an honest way. Because you're honest with yourself. And it shows. You're honest with yourself. Tell me about this Three of Cups, Spirit. Oh, there are beings around you that celebrate you. So it came through that you're worthy of respect. And there's evidence of that. Well, yeah. Because there are beings around you who see you. They honor you. They adore your stability. They adore your... I'm hearing your fruitfulness. So you're abundant. So it feels like this abundance and stability that you have, it's very much like it feels contagious. Because you know how some people are like, they feel very like they've got money, they've got stability and all of that. But it's almost like a show that they're putting on, like, I am this, I am abundant, I am fruitful, I am. I love I am affirmations, by the way, but, you know, in this situation, it just feels like, you know, there are beings, and it could be a being that was presenting this Seven of Swords, okay? Or that was in that original group that came through that 333, that was like showing off or flaunting their prosperity, which, you know, true prosperity, you don't have to flaunt it, because you are the prosperity, you know. And it feels very much like a person on an island who's experiencing wealth, but that's not you. You are stable, you are abundant, you are fruitful. But you remind other beings that they are also capable of that. It's like your abundance inspires other beings to become abundant, or to tap into their own abundance. And so it's very much, come on, y'all, let's get this abundance. Like, it's here for all of us, you know? Like, and it's a beautiful balance, because you don't waste your money. Like here, this Queen of Scarabs, she's holding on to her wealth, and she's a good steward of it. She's careful with it, you know? She's not afraid of losing it. She's confident, but she's smart. She's wise with her wealth. But it's also like we can all be abundant. It's something about that. Also, there's an aspect or aspects of your wealth that you share with others, and there are beings that see this about you and they love this about you. So, yeah, there's somebody over here who's in the Eight of Swords about all of this. And that's the second time the Eight of Swords came through. So somebody is truly in the Eight of Swords. They feel all wrapped up, bound, and worried, and they feel like they can't do what you do. And that's the thing, they're not supposed to do what you do. This is a person who's too focused on you. Yeah. They've been watching you for a long time, beautiful being. They've been like investing a lot in whatever it is that you do in your work, with the Knight of Pentacles and Eight of Scarabs. But also I see this as you, like you've been focused. You've been working and doing what you're called to do steadily. And there's something that you do so well with the Eight of Scarabs. You do it so beautifully. Like you do something that's meant for you to do. Yeah, you've got magic. Wear it, Tekao. Card 24. Your magic is obvious. And I'm just getting that there's evidence. Whatever it is that you do spiritually, there's evidence of it in the physical realm. It's clear to see. You do what you do with love. With the Warrior of Ankhs, the Knight of Cups. And you're focused on you, but there's somebody else who's focused on you. With the King of Wands here. You've got the Chariot here as well. Tell me about this Chariot and King of Wands, Spirit. Yeah, I felt that Divine is like Seven of Wands. Put up your boundaries if they're not already. Okay. So, yeah, with the Knight of Cups, you do what you do with love, but there's a King of Wands who is in lustful energy. I saw that because it's like all of this Eight of Swords, two Eight of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. I'm like, okay, so where did this King of Wands come from? Because they're very driven with their Chariot. Now, this King of Wands, I'm getting that this is a very lustful energy. They're very driven by sex and passion, but also it just doesn't feel right. Like, and with the Knight of Cups, like I'm seeing that as you doing what you do with love, but I'm seeing that as this person wanting to return somehow into your world. But they want to return because they see how stable you are. Like, you're a beautiful source of stability. And the thing about it is that, yes, you share your energy with those who respect you. But see, this King of Wands, whoever this is, they have no respect. Because they're the ones who, not so long ago, and perhaps even still, are trying with this Seven of Swords. So how dare they try to deceive and lie and trick? But then they also want to come back. This is a person who's completely delusional. This is a person who has lost it. And the only reason why they want to, like why they're so driven to come back in with this Chariot, is because you have magic. You have power. And it's clear to see. Perhaps there was a time where they were like, they'll never. But now they see that you will always do what you do. You will always be magical. And they want some of that so badly. Oh, they want it. This energy is like, I feel it like right here. Spirit says, protect your energy. This person could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They could be a Cancer. Okay? Doesn't have to be any of those signs, but there's something about home and family here also with the Chariot, the Cancer coming through. And I'm seeing a tie here between the Chariot and the Seven of Swords. So this person at one time could have tried to infiltrate with a lot of force with this Chariot here. Tried to infiltrate your home, your family. Okay? I'm hearing they tried to get too close. This is a person who does not care about boundaries. Like, they don't care. They're like, boundary, F that. What is that? I don't even know. They don't care. But you have the ability to put up boundaries because you have a whole lot here to protect. Let's see how that... Yeah, either way. Either way, it doesn't matter. The Queen of Pentacles, Queen or King, okay? Gender is not significant for that, okay? But you protect what you've created. And the thing about it is that, you know, you may have been through an experience that taught you how to set boundaries and how to maintain boundaries. Not only is that helping you now, but that's also helping the other beings that you support. Your source of support and beautiful divine energy for those who respect your energy. Your magic is not meant for people who come in with the Seven of Swords trying to lie and steal and deceive you. It's not meant for them. It's not for them. No. Your greatness is not for everybody. It's for the ones who respect you. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. Choosing the Bear. So there's somebody who feels very alone. They feel like they don't know how to interact with other humans, but that's because they have been so awful to the beings that they had an opportunity to have a relationship with. And this is somebody who would never say this. It says, rather be alone with a wild animal than with an XY chromosome human. So this King of Wands does not like people. And I mean, we all go through phases where we're like, I'm just done. You know, like, I'm just gonna lock myself in a room and not talk to anybody because of the things, the hurtful experiences we go through, right? But you may have had a time where you isolated yourself, but you didn't hate people. You did not want people to suffer. You did not want beings who were leaving you alone, minding their business, to suffer. No. But this is a person who genuinely does not like people. And what I'm getting is that they don't like people because they don't like themselves. Hall of Fame. A quest to prove oneself. Pressure of expectations. Second chances and new beginnings. Elite achievement. Winning. That's all that's important to this person. So this could be someone who's very antisocial, but they might even pretend to be an extrovert because that Six of Wands came through. Okay? So they try to pretend. I don't guess they pretend very well. They might fool a lot of people. But see, the first card that came through was the High Priestess. So you always knew that this person was not the extrovert that they pretend to be. You always knew. You always knew. You always knew, beautiful being, that this person does not truly like humans. They don't like people because they don't like themselves, right? They don't love people because they don't love themselves. You might not surround yourself with a lot of people, but when you do invest in a person, you do it with good intentions, with beautiful divine intentions. You truly want to help people. And this person just wants to compete with them. And that's all they want to do with you. Because they feel like getting you to trust them would be like another point on the scoreboard. It would be like winning the game. Winning the game. That's what they want. Beating around the bush, not being forthcoming, not saying something directly. Difficult to say. Yeah, this person is actually afraid of you at this point. And so they could be coming to you like hidden, you know, like trying to come to you in stealth mode. But once again, you're the high priestess and you know. The nose itching. Okay. Spirit, is there anything we need to know about? Oh my gosh, I didn't even mean to pull this those cards from, that's the Star Tarot. But look, 7 of Swords for the second time in this reading. 4 of Pentacles because they want to cause some sort of like trickery or misguidance, misdirection regarding your stability, okay? And they're doing it hidden. That's what I was asking Spirit. I was like, what do we need to know about how this King of Wands is trying to approach the Divine Collective? Yeah, hidden. And you know, it says King of Wands, but it could be a female coming in masculine energy, right? Okay, now there's something that if they were ever to even try to approach you, they would need to take off a mask and confess that they are who they are. But they're not doing that. So they're still telling lies because they are a lie. They live lies. I just keep getting that they're like a shell of a being. They're not real. There's nothing there underneath the mask. There's nothing there. They're empty. Oh, yes. So you are you're coming through as a divine feminine, but you could be a male, but your divine feminine energy is so beautiful. And what that goes along with is that high priestess energy. You are extremely intuitive. You know, you see, you feel, and you see through those masks. And intimacy came through in reverse because anything like this person is not capable of achieving intimacy. Because see, here's the thing about, like, if this person is a narcissists are not capable of achieving intimacy. It's not something that they desire. And I'm talking about like getting to know a person, relating to a person, understanding one another, you know, really becoming a part of each other's worlds in a healthy, beautiful way. They don't like that because in order to be intimate with another person, it's like you're saying we're on the same level because we relate to each other. And they don't truly think that they're on anybody's level. They're in competition with everyone because their false self, this shell of confidence that they have to show to the world, even though they don't love themselves, they have to present themselves as I'm the best, I'm the winner, you know. Even if they try to do it with humility, that's really what they're trying to do, is to get people to think that they're okay, right? Or that they're competent, that they're above. That falseness that they present, it keeps them from being real. There is nothing underneath that. There is no sense of self. There's no understanding of who they themselves are. And so they don't feel comfortable with relating with another person because they know that if you really truly become intimate with them and they allow themselves to relate to you, they're so afraid of what you would find underneath that false shell. It would be a scared, empty hole. There's nothing there. There's no sense of self. That's why they are so obsessed with coming after you, because they always need to project something onto another person so that they can feel whole, so that they can feel like there's something there other than the emptiness that's there. So they might act like they want intimacy, but they don't even know what intimacy feels like. But just the sheer thought of it frightens them, because they know that there's nothing for them to relate to another person about. All that this person has is Seven of Swords, lies and tricks and manipulation. So this feels like a no contact kind of thing, you know, which I'm sure they're not happy about that because they don't like boundaries. But that's what Divine is saying with the Seven of Wands. It's like any effort that you would spend trying to understand this person, it would be honestly a waste of your time, because they just want to use you and deceive you. That's it. That's all they want to do to anybody, no matter how they come across to them. No matter what halo they put on, it's fake. Okay? Alright, Spirit. Oh, let's go to angels and ancestors as we close the reading. Oh, look, Earth Mother. Feel loved and comforted. Yep. You're growing. Okay? You are so abundant. Look, that kind of feels like the Queen of Pentacles, you know? Because it's the energy of abundance. Alright? This Oracle card kind of gives Empress vibes. So you are extremely abundant, beautiful being. And whatever you touch, whatever you give your thoughts to, your thought energy, your time, whatever you're patient with, and whatever you allow your energy to flow to, it will grow. It will prosper. It already is. Earth Guardian, stay rooted and grounded. Ashe. Also, your heart chakra, there's no need to doubt the stability and the alignment of your heart chakra just because you have firm boundaries with this being. It's actually a way of protecting the health of your heart chakra so that you're able to remain in this energy, okay? Because this being does not want to nurture. They're not able to nurture anything or anyone. So by you maintaining those boundaries, you're actually staying rooted and grounded, and you're protecting your heart chakra energy so that you can continue to do the wonderful things that you're here on this earth to do. As an Earth Guardian, yeah, you're here to help people. I love that because I saw that with that Three of Cups. Also, I'm seeing this Three of Cups is a very positive Three of Cups, whereas the 333, the initial 333 that I saw on the timer, it was like, it felt like there was some negativity in the past, but this shows the progression where you're in a new era now, where you have positive collaborations and you have such a beautiful influence on other beings that are in your world or that are impacted by you. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. I'm so grateful that you allow them to flow through me. And thank you, beautiful being. Thank you for taking the time to tune in. I'm so grateful for your likes, your kind comments, your shares, your subscribes, your hypes, your donations, every bit of love that you send to In Her Dreams. I am truly grateful. I love you. I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.